Good morning. It's nice 35 degrees and foggy this morning. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get our house wrap on. We're going to work on getting the roof waterproofed and shingled, and then we'll move on to the door to tighten this thing up before we start getting snow. Before we get going on our house wrap, you remember I told you we're going to have to cut out the bottom sill where the door sets. So we're going to use our Sawzall for that. It's pretty much one of the only tools you can really use because you have to get nice and close to the jack stud when you cut it. If you don't have a Sawzall, you could actually cut the plate ahead of time and put it in two pieces. I just like to do it this way. Do remember not to nail it down when you're doing it though. So we're going to go ahead and cut that out. We're going to do the house wrap and get going. Gets that out of our way. Set the Sawzall out of our way. So what we're using is something we have left over from the roof, and it's just a waterproof underlayment that was meant to go on a roof. If you're doing a house, something you're going to live in, you probably want to go buy something like Typar or Tyvek or something that's made for that. Our main concern here is just keeping this OSB dry until we get time to put the vinyl siding on it. So this is going to work for us. We're going to go ahead and cut, this wall is 8 feet and this wall is a little over 2 feet. So we're going to cut a piece about 11 feet long. We're going to nail it up. We're going to cut another piece about 11 feet long and nail it up. And then we'll come around the top layer. So we're working from the bottom up. So Sue's going to come on in and help me because this is a much easier project with 2 people. You know, what we're doing is we're leaving our roll right inside here where it's easy. If you take the tape and take this and go until you have about 11 feet. So what we're using to put this on with, and I'll get in here and see if I can get you a picture of it, but it's a little stainless nail with a plastic cap on it. We'll see how you see. Yeah, you're seeing that pretty good. We're using 1.5 inch long. My word of advice when you're doing something like this or roofing nails is get 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches. And the reason for that is you're going to end up holding it like this between your fingers. See if I can find the camera lens there, and you can get everything. Yeah, you can see the head of the nail, right? So if I got a 3/4 inch, which would be actually long enough in this case, you see it wouldn't really protrude below my fingers. And then when I'm hitting it with a hammer, I'd be actually pounding on my fingers too. This way I can hold it a little like that, and I'm pounding to get it started. So, go ahead and get 1.25 inch, 1.5 inch nails when you're using those instead of getting the short ones. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hold this roughly flush with the bottom like that. We're going to get a nail started at the top. I'm going to come down to Sue's end and do the same thing. These nails do bend very easy, being stainless. Sometimes you just got to pull one out, throw it away. Now we're going to do the bottom and the middle. Yeah, we like to nail about every 2 feet, so we're going to be going over this pretty quickly. How quick you cover it really dictates how many nails or staples you may put in it, because you could actually staple this on. If it's going to be there like all winter and it's going to be windy, you're going to want them a lot closer together. If you're going right over it for your vinyl, you just need enough to hold it there until you get your vinyl up. If you were doing this on a living structure, you would want to get the tape and tape the seams to make it as tight as possible. So we're just going to go ahead and nail this and move on and let you watch. We're going to go ahead and fast forward through some of this so you're not having to watch it at live speed. All right, the house wrap is now on. So now what we're gonna do, Sue's gonna bring you in a little closer. We're actually gonna wrap this house wrap around the door jamb, nail it and cut it in preparation of putting in the door. And then we're gonna move on to the roof. So I like to just wrap it right inside the door jamb. You must have a knife. And then what I do is I find the corner of my door, and you can come inside and do this. You don't need to come in off the camera, but if you come inside with your knife and go right in the corner of the door frame and cut down at about a 45 like that, it lets you pull it back in and nail it. All right, so now the house wrap is completely done, and we're going to get you set up, and we're going to start working on the trim so that we can put the drip edge on and get ready to cover the roof up. Trim's kind of an interesting detail we're going to do. We're going to use some low-grade 1x4 first, and then we're going to put a 1x6 over the top of that, and that leaves a void for the vinyl siding to tuck up under. Saves us buying J-channel, just one step quicker and easier for us. And then we'll come back and paint the trim. Probably be next summer. It's just getting too cold now to do